All right, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to show you how to add designs and engrave cool things from the internet onto your robot. First thing I want to notice here is that the way I have it oriented, this is my page 3, so you can start here if you'd like. It's upside down right now, so I'm just going to undo that real quick and flip it right side up. Now this is one of the outside panels. I know that because the front has a bearing hole and the back has a bearing hole. The inside panels, the front would have those 3 little holes for the motor to mount to. So this is going to be, people are going to see this outside piece. So I'm going to put something cool on here. To do that, I'm going to go to the internet. So I'm going to come over here to the internet. I'm going to do an image search. And I don't know, I kind of like animals. So I'm going to do an octopus and do this. I'm going to click on images up here to focus my thing on images. And these images won't engrave well. So if you can imagine, the laser can either cut or not cut. So a lot of this background color is going to be black as well as the foreground color. So it won't look very good. What I'm looking for is something that is more black and whitish, or something simple like this would cut okay. And you can just play around with different things. I like to use black and white. So on the more here, tools, go to the tools thing. And the color here, I'm going to go with black and white. And these are the kinds of images that will cut really well. So that's, I mean, they're pretty cool. I'm just going to grab one and go with it. I'm going to do this one because it looks cool. I'm going to click on it. And I'm going to right click on it and do copy image. Then I'm going to come back here to Inkscape. And I'm just going to do right click and do paste. Now notice how it's like covering it up and it's not very good. I need to actually create this into a different type of image to make it work. To do that, I'm going to click on the actual thing I just brought in. So I'm going to click on my photo. And I'm going to go to Path. And I'm going to do Trace Bitmap. And what I want to do is do a brightness cutoff. And what this means is, so the laser is either cutting or it's not cutting. So we need to take all of these grays and turn them into either white or black. The brightness cutoff means anything darker than that cutoff of 0.45, whatever that number means, anything darker than that color gray is going to get turned from gray to black. Anything lighter than that, a lighter gray, will get turned into white. Let's see how it works. So we've got our image selected, and we're going to do update. And this is kind of what it's going to look like right here. Well, that's kind of furry to me. It doesn't look very good, so I'm going to up the threshold. I'm going to turn more of the gray stuff black. So I'm going to try 5.7. I'm going to update that. And you can see as I do it, it starts putting in more detail. So I'm going to try 6.5 update. That looks pretty good to me. I'm going to try that now. So to actually do it, I'm going to hit apply. It's going to take a second, and it's going to put that on top of the image. There it goes. Give it a second. Awesome, there it is. Now to see what it looks like by itself right now, it's on top of the image. I'm going to grab it and just drag it off to the side. This was my original image. I can see the kind of the paper behind it. And this is my new image. All of that's been cut away. I'll show you something else really cool. If I zoom in on this one, so I hold down the control and roll the mouse ball, notice how blurry it gets as I get close. The laser doesn't like to cut well because it doesn't know what to do with all that blurriness. But if I go on this new one and I zoom in, it never gets blurry. It stays to be a crisp line forever. And that's the cool thing. So the laser knows clearly when to stop cutting whenever it goes from black to white. And notice how there's no gray anymore. So to make it look kind of gray are these black dots. Black dots from a distance will look kind of grayish. And that is it right there. What I can do now is, I want to shrink this down. If I just grab it like this, it shrinks down in like weird ways, and it's hard to get back to the right thing. So I'm going to let go and do Control Z. Then to keep it from shrinking weirdly, I'm going to click on this lock button between the width and the height measurements. And now when I drag it, it's going to keep those in proportion to each other. So I'm going to drag this right over here, and I'm going to pop it right onto my, ooh, look how cool that's going to look. I'm going to zoom in so I can see it. And I like this one, so I'm going to go ahead and click on this and delete. If I didn't like the way it I could delete this one and do a new scan over here. Keep playing around until you get what you want, something that looks cool. I'm going to put this just right over. Oh yeah, that looks nice. Maybe a little smaller. So that's how to take an image from the internet and kind of bring it on. What you're looking for an image is something with a white background with gray or black. Like this wouldn't cut well because all of this background would be cut and it would look confusing of what it is. So feel free, have fun, try some stuff. You'll see things that work well and don't work well. You're ahead of the game, so take your time and play with it. And I'll show you a few more things that you can do as well. So another thing you can do is you can add text. So I can come in here and say, there's a text editor here. I can click on it. And I can click somewhere in here and start typing text. KHS E and R1. And I can change the font. So I can come in here and click on it, highlight everything. I can change to a different font type. Whatever cool looking thing I want. It's going to engrave where the black is. And I might just use... Now some text, be careful, because some text when you take them over to the printer, the other computer won't work with them, but I'll help you with that. So I'm going to bold it. You can go here, click normal, there's a bold. I don't see it in italics for it. There's an italics option, it would be under here. You can change the size from whatever size you want. So I'm going to kick it up a little bit. You can also just drag the corners of it like a regular object. If you click back over to this arrow thing, you can actually drag it and just make it as big or as small as you want. And then there's a few other interesting things you can do. For example, I'm going to wrap this text around this circle. Let's see if it works. Actually, I'm not sure if it'll actually work. So I'm going to take path. Actually, I'm not going to take time to show you that because I don't think it's going to work because this path isn't just this circle. It's all of this. I want to break it apart. I don't think it will work well. So you can put text on here. You can put images on here. Have fun with it. Like, just go to town on it. This trace bitmap will give you a really cool image in just like no time at all. And that is it. If you want some art, let me know. I've got some Suquamish. I've got some Kingston High School logos that are all ready for you to use in here. And just let me know and I'll provide those to you. Once I get that all done, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do Control G to group them together. So I drag a box around them first and Control G. Then I'm going to flip it back over the way it was. And because they're all one thing, they stay together, I'm going to put the X and the Y back. So 1 and 1, enter. And then I'm going to hit File, Save. And then I'm going to open up another one. And I'll show you one more thing you can do. So File, Open. Ooh, I might even do Open Recent, actually, because I'll have brought those up recently. Well, I don't think that'll work on yours because your computer resets every time. So I'm going to go to Open, and then I'm going to go find my stuff. It is in, for me, Google Drive. Yours should be on your E&R flash drive. And I'm going to bring up page 1. This is the one with this. This part here is the underneath cross brace. So no one will probably see it, but put something on it. What do you care? And this is the one for the brain. So this one's going to have the brain attached over these holes. But again, go ahead and engrave something here. This is the one where people are going to see a lot. This is going to be that flat top face of it. You could go to town and put something really cool and fun over the front of this. And let me show you what I have really quickly in terms of Kingston High School stuff. So here, let's look in my drive. If you want any of this, let me know and I will provide it to you. Photos. KHS logos. So I've got a bunch of pirate shippy kind of things. I have this kind of thing, all kinds of fun, cool stuff. Some sports logos. I've got all of these that can be used. This one here is ready to be used. It looks like this, but without the Kingston Buccaneers words. You can add the words you want to in it. In fact, and this one's another good one. It looks great. If you want any of these things, let me know and I will provide them to you. You can play with them. All right, awesome job today. Keep it up. You're doing great. And after you're done with this, you're ready to cut. Thanks. Bye.